Hello, and you're listening to the Tiny Vet Podcast with me, Dr. Nicole, who currently has 6 rabbits in a very small apartment.
Aye.
Please, if you're in the Melbourne area and you can take 4 small rabbits for some time, please let me know, because I've only just got them contained and it's been difficult for us. They are very small and very fast and quite smart.
All right,
With my fiance.
Oh, yes. Fiance Jez Watts. Comedian Jez Watts. Yeah, I was going to do a different little intro thing, but given you mentioned that.
Oh, these little buttons.
Yeah, we've had 4 baby rabbits in our bathroom for the last week because they kept escaping in the other parts of the house and creating mischief. And so, but having 4 baby rabbits just loose in the bathroom, where we only have one bathroom, I now really truly understand like how much Snow White's life like friggin' sucks. Because like, if I'm eliminating waste, I want that to be a private event.
Yeah, but you're doing
I don't
that.
want little buns running and jumping into my pants.
Yes. They just insist, and then even if then you either have a rabbit sitting in your underwear, or they're bouncing off your knees.
Get away, bunny! This stinks. This is a shameful act and it should not be shared.
And like, don't they watch you shower as well?
Yeah. One of them, like, from what I understand, like, rabbits do not want to be wet, but one of these rabbits like nearly jumped like right in the shower, like came right up to where he was getting actively splashed with shower water. Because they're supposed to be wild rabbits that you rescued.
Yeah.
But you've managed to completely domesticate them.
Yeah, they're the friendliest little.
They constantly
little
want to be
buns.
picked up. They want to be kissed in the face. You kiss them on the belly. It's like, brother, you're like a prey species. You're not supposed to. And we're omnivores. Like, get away.
Yeah, no, they're so friendly. So if
anyone wants 2 to 4 rabbits, I think you're trying to rehome them in pairs.
Yeah, even just to foster, that'll be a huge help on us because our apartment is tiny. Like, we're just tripping over rabbits at this stage.
Email tinyvetpod@gmail.com to get some free rabbits.
They're super cute. Like, they're
even if you're just
cute.
even if you're just baking a pie.
No.
What are we talking about today, Mal?
Oh, are they going to teach your rabbits to bake pies? That'd be cute.
Yeah, that's right. If you want to have a little rabbit bakery school.
Oh, that's cute.
Yes, where you bake rabbits into pies.
No!
What are we talking about? We're like 3 minutes into this episode.
You kiss them on the little bun heads as well. Anyway, we're talking about parasite prevention. In dogs and cats.
Oh, these 4 rabbits and the way they've invaded our
apartment. Oh my god.
And eaten all our energy and time and just created stress. Yeah. How do you prevent... Actually, this is a good question. How would you prevent rabbits like these coming into the house? Because I can't figure out a way.
Stay away from vets.
Yeah, don't...
Happens to all of us.
Marry one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the other thing now is also just baby kitten season. Everyone else has
kittens. Baby kitten season?
Yes.
Ugh.
In Australia. It's the opposite in the US. But yeah, everyone has kittens now as well.
I understand we're doing an animal podcast, but why?
Yeah. Well, because if we don't do it, they'll die.
No,
That's why. And we're like, well...
The worst part is I do know why. So
yeah.
As much as it's been frustrating for me,
but literally, you know what I mean, right?
Every time I complain about it, I make a point of also saying, and I understand why you've done it.
So they die. Anyway, parasite prevention in dogs and cats.
Yep.
Speaking of death, is a really good way of preventing death.
Sure. This is mainly like deworming tablets.
Yeah. So intestinal worms. So that includes, roundworms, tapeworms, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But also external parasites, so fleas, ticks, mites, heartworm as well in dogs, which is exactly what it sounds. They're worms that live in the dog's heart, and then they eventually cause heart failure.
Sure. Can humans get heartworm?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's all right. Don't worry about that. But ticks, especially here in the east coast of Australia, we have paralysis ticks, and they're exactly what they sound like. They cause paralysis. And sometimes affected animals need to go on a ventilator for days at a time, which means they can't breathe by themselves and need a machine to breathe for them all the time. Or they die.
Right.
And we've got lots of great options for parasite prevention in Australia and worldwide as well. And it's super easy now.
Yeah.
So what you normally have to do now is that you give a monthly chew. So they treat it like a like a snack essentially.
sure.
It's flavored, they like it, and once every 3 months you give an oolworm or
This is like how dog antibiotics are beef flavored.
yes, exactly like that.
I know from personal experience.
Yeah.
That's the benefit of dating a vet.
Yeah, I think they're also beef flavored. Anyway,
Yeah.
so if you have problems with worms, I've got an option for you.
Yeah, sure. I have a good friend. Shout out to Rory Rachel, who's had.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah, who's a human man who's had worms 26 times.
Oh my god, there's something wrong with him. Yeah, well then once every 3 months you give either just a tapewormer or an all-wormer.
Okay,
the reason
right.
why we don't have a comprehensive all-in-one is because the tapewormer medication for some reason just doesn't mix well with other medications.
Okay, right.
Because that's the only thing that it can't go in the all-in-one.
Is it super expensive?
No.
How much is it?
So for like let's say a medium-sized dog, a 3-month supply of the all-in-one will probably cost you about $90.
Okay. Wait, so how often do they get it?
Once a month.
All right, so they get 3 tablets for $90. So it's $30 a tablet.
Yeah. And then the
That feels
all
pretty
warmer.
expensive.
All right. So you know how much it is?
I am a comedian.
Yeah, but do you know how much it is to treat a paralysis tick if they go into full paralysis?
Yeah, probably a lot. All right.
$20,000 to $30,000.
Whoa.
Well, because they're paralyzed. It's like someone treating someone with a broken neck or something from a car crash.
Yeah, not to be callous, I think most people would just get a new dog.
Yeah.
That's.
But when you put it in that perspective, why wouldn't you?
It is that thing where prevention, I think, is always easy.
So much better.
But it's always easy, I think, as an owner particularly. But even as a human being with the human medicine, right? It's always easy to go, that's not going to happen to me.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to spend the money and like just roll the dice or whatever. How common is these kind of infections, I guess?
Getting pretty common. So now, as
or like
we're coming...
what makes them common? Like what is it? Because they're associated with other dogs and stuff a lot, or
yeah. So dogs meet other dogs,
Yeah.
and then they're going to pick up parasites from other dogs.
Yeah,
Dogs,
right.
Go running off lead. They go for walks in the bush and all that, and that happens to be where ticks live and other parasites are looking to latch onto an animal.
But if a dog is mainly in the home, does that sort of mean that they need it less, or?
Yes. So
Okay.
they will go into a lower risk category.
Yeah.
But even then, let's say you've taken them for a walk around the block.
Yeah, right.
They can still get something. And the thing is, I have this listed for our next episode. Getting rid of fleas in your home is horrendous. It's literally like a burn your house down situation.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I stay in hostels a lot because that's where my career's at, and I do worry a lot about, because sometimes hostels just get infested, and then it's
so
like,
hard to get rid of.
Then if I get the fleas in my luggage and then I bring them home, it's like, oh my God, it's such a thing.
Horrendous.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrendous. And the thing is, okay, cost aside, the risk is a risk-benefit analysis.
Yeah, sure.
And when you look at that in terms of parasite prevention, it's a no-brainer because there are some people that latch on to potential adverse effects to the parasite medication.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And they go, oh, but it can cause seizures, it can cause this. And so
Right.
it's like, okay, ibuprofen can cause you to bleed into your gut. Ibuprofen can cause your kidneys to fail. And yet, here we are.
Probably one of those things, though, where it's like, I don't think it's conscious, but it's almost a subconscious thing where you go like, oh, I don't want to spend $90. And then you start to see the reasons why you probably shouldn't.
Yeah. And if you,
know what I mean?
if you Google, X brand parasite prevention kills dogs, you'll get so many ridiculous
Every
things
time I'm
there.
debating whether I should start actually exercising, I'm like, well, I don't want to do damage to my joints.
Yeah, that's fine. But also, I'm going. Okay, so that's risk. Let's say I should have looked at that, but let's say it's a 0.005% chance of this happening to your dog. What's the chance that your dog's going to get paralysis tick and end up dying from that? Bit higher.
Well, yeah, what is it?
I think it depends on the region quite a lot. So rainfall, humidity, and all of that.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like a 1 to 2% at least chance.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so if you're looking at these, risk factors, and
this
easy.
is like
this decision's
is
very
like,
easy.
Yeah, this is like the vaccine question.
Yeah,
adverse
absolutely.
effects in vaccines.
Yeah.
Much lower incidence than
and
than
there's
getting sick from the disease.
And there's nothing that's going to be risk-free. There's no medication that's risk-free.
Right.
If it is, then it doesn't work. It's like water.
It's homeopathy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And really what you're trying to do is picking the option with a lower risk.
Yeah, and on a technical level, I mean, even water is not risk free. You know,
That is true.
There
Cholera, typhoid.
Oh no, absolutely, and there are examples of people getting sick and dying from water. Yeah,
Like
by
drowning.
definition, yeah. There's nothing in life. There's nothing in life
Yeah.
that is risk free.
Yeah.
But yeah, so deworming tablets is what's I guess. Do people like stretch them out sometimes?
Oh, like cut them in half or
Yeah.
something. You're not supposed to do that because the medication may not be evenly distributed within the thing. I think there are people that do that.
I would assume.
I tell people don't do it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Okay.
yeah,
But yeah, super important.
super important.
Yeah. It could save you having to buy a new dog. I don't think anyone's paying 20 grand to save their dog.
Oh no, there are. I've walked past ICUs and be like, "What? Why is the ventilator out?" And yeah, I know he's got tick paralysis. He's got something like that.
Yeah. Oh, brutal.
And now there's a current global shortage of the tick anti-serum.
Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's
So
all,
you really want your dog on tick prevention.
everyone's pivoted into COVID vaccine production.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, it's really important. It's not that hard, and yes, it might be a little expensive, but
And it's like one tablet a month.
$1 a month. It's
Yeah.
really easy. You used to give
But-
one every day.
What?
Yeah, the old heartworm prevention, it was once a day.
That's a bad system.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
get your dogs and cats on parasite prevention.
Yeah. And also, Roy Mantle, you should take some too.
The Tiny Vet podcast is brought to you by Upilio. Sources for our topics can be found at upilio.io. Outro music by Matt Charleston.